We're here because free speech is under attack. We're here because people are being convinced that socialism works. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth.
Lab leaks, student loans, economic illiterates, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. The Energy Department has concluded that the coronavirus pandemic probably started with a leak from a lab in Wuhan, China. The Wall Street Journal reported this on Sunday, citing a classified intelligence report recently shared with the White House and key lawmakers. The Energy Department had previously been undecided on the likely origin of the pandemic, and the shift was described in an update of a 2021 document by Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines' office. The FBI also concluded, with moderate confidence, that a leak from a Chinese lab likely started the pandemic. But several other agencies still cling to the debunked story that the first outbreak was likely caused by natural transmission from an animal. The Supreme Court this week will hear oral arguments in a challenge to President Biden's plan to forgive student loan debt. Biden's nearly $400 billion initiative would eliminate up to $10,000 of student loan debt for borrowers earning up to $125,000 a year, and another $10,000 for those who received Pell Grant aid for low and middle-income students. The program will cost the American taxpayer billions, transferring this debt from the student loan borrowers to the American public. The justices on Tuesday will hear arguments in two cases, one brought by 6 Republican-led states arguing that the forgiveness program would harm them and was, quote, a breathtaking assertion of power. The question in this case is, does the president have the power to forgive these loans? While Congress gave him the power to use during the COVID emergency, Biden failed to use it during that emergency and only moved forward with it after the emergency was over. The other challenge is brought by 2 Texas borrowers who don't fully qualify for the program. Billionaire Warren Buffett said critics of stock buybacks are either an economic illiterate or a silver-tongued demagogue or both, and all investors benefit from them as long as they are made at the right prices. Buffett used part of his annual letter to Berkshire Hathaway shareholders Saturday to tout the benefits of repurchases that fiery Wall Street critics like Senators Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders and other liberal Democrats love to criticize. The federal government even added a 1% tax on buybacks this year after they ballooned to roughly $1 trillion in 2022. When you are told that all repurchases are harmful to shareholders or to the country or particularly beneficial to CEOs, you are listening to either an economic illiterate or a silver-tongued demagogue. Characters that are not mutually exclusive, wrote Buffett, who himself is a longtime Democrat. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden on Friday gave one of the clearest indications yet that President Biden is gearing up for a re-election bid in 2024. During an interview with the Associated Press, amidst her ongoing trip to Africa, the First Lady was asked if Biden intended to run for a second term. How many times does he have to say it for you to believe it, she said. He says he's not done. He's not finished what he started. And that's what's important. This sentiment was echoed by President Biden's granddaughter, Naomi, who wrote on Twitter, "Preach, Nana." While the president has not yet announced his candidacy, all signs seem to point to him joining the race. President Biden is overwhelmingly not wanted in the White House by both Democrats and Republicans, who feel he is no longer capable of doing the job, either because of mental infirmity or his age. U.S. officials are concerned that Russia may send fighter jets to Iran, National Security Council spokesperson John Kirby said on Friday. The revelation marks a seemingly continuous evolution of cooperation between Russia and Iranian officials. Russia has been offering a lot of unprecedented defense cooperation, including on missiles, electronics, and air defense, Kirby said, adding, "We're going to be watching this very closely to see what, if anything, actually transpires." Officials said they believe Iran is working to obtain billions of dollars of military equipment from Russia. It has previously been reported that Russia has been using Iranian-made drones during its ongoing war in Ukraine. Residents of East Palestine, Ohio, are continuing to report a variety of respiratory problems and other ailments following a train derailment of toxic chemicals in the town. The train, run by Norfolk Southern, derailed on February 3rd, and residents have been besieged by illnesses since then that health officials believe are related to the chemicals released by the derailment. Melissa Blake, who lives within a mile of the crash site, told NBC News that she was diagnosed with acute bronchitis due to chemical fumes the day that she evacuated her home. "They gave me a breathing machine. They put me on oxygen. They gave me 3 types of steroids," she added. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of The Raw Naked Truth at xvadio.com/podcasts, the Apple Podcasts app, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.